Hey gang, Tony here, broadcasting from my brother's basement. I've been here for the past week doing a little pet sitting and taking care of his animals and everything. As I mentioned in a previous very short dog walking video, why I'm here now is because I have my weekly movie roundup, which I figured I might as well try to get up because the other videos I've been shooting I'm not going to be able to compile until I go back home because I don't really know Mike's video editing stuff, if he has any at all on his computer here. So I do have some videos that I'm going to kind of edit together. One of them will be a short vlog kind of thing about the week here, and then the other is about a comic convention that I went to. So that should be fun, those couple of videos. I'll get those together hopefully on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. So for now, I have been watching mostly television shows because my brother has Hulu Plus and Amazon. Well, no, Hulu Plus for sure. Oh, HBO Go, that's the other one. And I don't have that stuff, so I've been kind of just gorging on the TV shows that I don't normally get to watch that are on those. So that's mostly what I watched, although I did watch a few movies. The first is The Babadook, and I'll say that I'll talk about a couple of these. There's only 4 movies this week, so I'll talk about them in a little more detail than I usually do. Babadook is basically about a child who becomes afraid of, or who is afraid of monsters in the closet, and then the mother discovers, well, really, the son discovers this book that the mother's not aware of called the Babadook, and she reads it to him, and it turns out being kind of a little too scary for him, and he thinks that he starts seeing this Babadook thing in the house. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I know that there's kind of like mixed reactions on this one. There are people out there who are calling it, maybe the best horror movie of the year. And then there's another camp of people who are basically saying the complete opposite, that they hated it and that it wasn't good at all and things like that. I think I fall somewhere in between probably. I don't know that I would necessarily say it's the best horror movie of the year, but it was damn good. Um, I I will say this, for the people who don't like it that much, I feel like maybe not. Maybe this is, I could be way off on this, but I feel like they might be missing the slightly um, like literary allusions, or the deeper meaning behind the movie. Um, or perhaps you get that and you still don't like it, which is fine. But that's actually one of the things I like most about it. Is Now, spoilers are ahead. I'm going to say a few things here about Babadook that you may not want to know if you haven't seen the movie. So if you need to fast forward here or stop watching, that's okay. I'm not going to spoil any, like, well, no, I'm going to be talking about the end, so you definitely might want to stop watching if you haven't seen it. So the thing is that the monster, the Babadook, the movie as a whole can absolutely be viewed simply as what it is, and it's still pretty good. Um, it's still a creepy movie. It definitely got to me a little bit. The creep factor, the whole idea of the shadow that lurks about, the unseen thing that haunts children. That is fine. I really enjoyed that part of it. The atmosphere of the movie, the way it's shot, the color schemes, really, really cool. However, I feel like you're really missing a large part of this movie if you don't consider the deeper meaning behind a lot of stuff, and specifically the fact that the monster is basically a metaphor for grief and probably anger a little bit in there too as well. Um, so one of the things I heard from people is that they really didn't. The ending was bad. They don't like the ending. At the end, the mother defeats the monster, but then they kind of cage it up sort of in the basement and they feed it, and it kind of seems like they're like almost taking care of it in a way. And if you consider that the Babadook is metaphor for grief and anger, that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense because that's not something that you can completely live without. That's something that you have to live with. That's something that you can't destroy completely. That you just basically have to learn to live with. Um, So yeah, there's that whole deeper part of that I really dig. I mean, I'm a writer, I'm an English teacher, so that kind of stuff, obviously, I love that. I understand, if that's not your cup of tea, uh, but I do highly recommend the movie. It's like a 9, 10 star movie, really good. All right, The Voices. This one was with Ryan Reynolds. I don't remember any of the other characters. It's your standard fare of, uh, insane dude. Here's voices. You get a whole lot of that, like, interesting perspective stuff. How we see the world kind of through his eyes for a while, and then there's a point where we actually see the same world, only through clear eyes, through sane-ish eyes, and we see the difference between those two things. So uh, I like that a lot. There's like the whole perspective thing, how you can never truly see the world through someone else's eyes, or uh, possibly even, trying not to be so close-minded as to think that other people do see the world exactly the same way that you do. Beyond that, I mean, yeah, it's standard fare, dark comedy. Again, I did enjoy it. I really like that one. I'll probably give that 7, about a 7 out of 10 stars. I would recommend it. It's definitely worth a watch if you're into kind of dark comedy style horror movies. Um, so definitely worth a watch though. And even if you're just like a Ryan Reynolds fan, you would enjoy it probably. Clown. All right, so I watched Clown. None of these, by the way, were on. Well, the Babadook is on Netflix Instant, so you could definitely get that one. The Voices, Clown, those were DVDs that I had. Actually, from your geeky neighbor Joe, right? So, Clown I enjoyed a lot too. Again, it was a different look at the what's the word for it? The origins of what a clown is. And I wasn't expecting this at all. I was expecting a completely different, like from what I heard about it, I was expecting it to be more like campy, uh, comedy sort of horror, but it wasn't. It was totally, sincere in its production, and I was surprised by that, but I enjoyed it a lot. The design of the clown I don't want to say too much. I was about to say something, but I'm trying not to tell you guys too much about the movie, because I want you to be as surprised as I was. I don't know if you guys like that. I prefer not to know much, but it's really good. Some gore in there that you'll be a fan of, I think. The design of the clown is pretty cool. The plot itself is really interesting and not something I've really seen before. So I highly recommend that one. Again, no, probably 7 to 8 stars, I would think. Somewhere in between. I think for me it was like Voices. Uh, the Voices is at the lower end, then Clown, and then Babadook in that order, from least to most favorite. And finally, Muck. I'll be honest with you. All right, I'm going to actually review this movie. I think this will be a new segment I'll do, is that I'm going to review the movie purely by expression. So I'm not going to use any words. I'll just show you through my expression exactly what I felt about this movie. You ready? Those are my feelings on Muck. I didn't watch the whole movie, by the way. I watched about half of it and I got real bored with it. I'll say this: I did not realize that women went to bars with 15 different bras in their bags and then went on to try them all out in the bathroom in the bar. Didn't realize that was a thing. Apparently, they were really struggling to come up with reasons to have women get undressed in this movie. I'll tell you. All right. Anyway, the only other thing I watched that is worth mentioning is the new Daredevil series, which is on Netflix Instant. I've watched about 3 episodes. Awesome fight scenes. I know everyone's been talking about the fight scenes. Really good, gritty, uh, in-your-face style fights. Enjoying it so far. Hoping that the rest of the series is pretty good. That's going to do it for me, guys. This is going on almost 10 minutes, so I want to end. and just say breathe deep in the night. I will have some more videos coming soon. Alright, take it easy, everybody.